Firstly, I would like to extend a special thanks to you, the entrepreneurs, the tech ventures, the ESOs that firstly responded to our call for applications to join this cohort of 160, which we have now whittled down to 20. So congratulations to all of you, the 20, because you are the cream of the crop that we have had to select from 8 countries. Out of 160, we have got you. Secondly, we want to salute you for your staying power. It's very easy as entrepreneurs to be distracted by other activities because your business is to run, after all. Your families that you belong to. And we have been asking quite a bit from you in terms of attending various webinars, attend various training sessions, and you have stayed on, which demonstrates your commitment to your businesses, but also commitment to the program. So we appreciate you for that. As we now sign off and prepare for South Korea in this particular webinar, we are looking forward to getting the P's and Q's properly aligned so that by the time we get to South Korea, we are clear on what is expected of us and we maximize on the opportunities that are offered by this 2-week excursion within the Korean ecosystem. Secondly, I would like to extend our appreciation to the African Development Bank and the Korean government through Cohort as our funders for this particular initiative. Without their funding, it would not have been possible to do this work. As we indicated at the beginning, 8 countries were chosen out of the 54 countries on the continent as a pilot initiative. Your success, based on your performance in this program, will create the impetus for the African Development Bank as well as the Korean government to consider an extension of this program to cover more countries and more companies. So we are looking to you as the pioneers to drive the performance that is expected so that we can make a strong case for this program to be extended to more countries and for more companies to benefit and ultimately for more jobs to be created on the continent. Thirdly, I would like to extend a special thanks to the project management team, the team from Daramawex, the team from Catalyze, the team from the Korean Startup Forum, and the team from OVO, our training partners, for all the coordination. A lot of work has gone on behind the scenes and continues to go on behind the scenes to keep the trains moving. It's not an easy lift, and the collaboration across the 4 different companies to keep the project unified and focused is commendable, and I would like to extend my special appreciation to the whole team for making this happen. I would also lastly like to extend thanks to our key interlocutors from the African Development Bank, in particular, Dr. Togo, who has been a vanguard of support for us, helping us to manage the relationship with the bank, but also providing the co-creation space with our team to make sure that the innovation tenets of a program of this nature remain entrenched in how we have been running the program every 2 weeks with the engagement that we've been having with them. So without much ado, let me invite Josh Choi from the Korea Startup Forum to tell us about what to expect in South Korea and, more importantly, to share the excitement with us in terms of what lies ahead with the Come Up event. So over to you, Josh.
Thanks, Golden, and also very nice to meet you all guys here. I'm super excited and I'm very looking forward to seeing you guys in person in Seoul. And the weather is actually here less cold than expected. So I think probably the weather would be kind of manageable for you guys, even if it's still quite cold compared to the general weather in your region. And also everything is actually under control. And then a lot of things actually is making me so busy. But especially your program and also your visit program are pretty much well being arranged here. And also I'm very, very happy today to share the latest update and information about what you have to do, what you should know, and then what's going to happen and come up this year. Right, so let me firstly share my slide. Okay. So, okay. I hope my slide is shared properly. Okay, so right. So as an overall schedule had come up this year. So we will have 20 startups, as you know, and 10 startups will pitch on the stage on the first day. The other 10 startups will pitch on the same stage on the next day. While the one group of 10 startups are pitching, and the other 10 people will do their exhibition booth. So 10 startups will keep their booth, and the other 10 startups will do the pitch, and then they will leverage this opportunity to meet investors, etc. And then the next day we switch. So this is actually a tentative schedule for each startups. The first day, the Atheros start its pitch, and then all the 10 teams will pitch on the first day from 2:35 in the afternoon. So everyone has a 5-minute speech. Then after that, we will have judges, jurors who will actually judge your presentation, but they're not going to ask questions verbally after your pitch. Rather, they're gonna give a documented feedback, but they're gonna score on your presentation. So we're gonna select one winner among these 20 teams, and then we prepare some kind of winner board, and the small prize would be some kind of gift voucher that you guys can use in a duty-free shop when you go back to your country, so at the airport of Seoul. So the airport of Seoul, they proudly present a really, really nice duty-free shop. So you guys have a really great shopping with the vouchers that we're gonna provide. All right. So as you can see here, the attendees are free to explore the other events and networks while the other teams are pitching. So every time we do pitch, at the end of the pitching session, there will be a networking session. The reason why we arranged this is that normally when you do the pitch and then when the judge do the verbal feedback immediately after the pitch, and then if there's no networking session, you guys can really actually cannot get real feedback from the audience and the judges. So instead of having very quick Q&A, rather they're gonna provide really more detailed documented feedback, and then through the networking section, you guys can actually hear the real actual practical feedback and voice from the judges. So every time we do the pitch, at the end of the pitch session, they have a networking plus some kind of catering service, so that we create some kind of more natural and free networking session. And with your session, the first day, we also have 5 Senegalese startups, as a different delegation. So they're gonna also join this pitch, even though they are not a part of the evaluation. And then the second day, also we will have another 10 no, 5 Ugandan startup from the different delegation. So they can also join this session to pitch. So you guys also can see other groups in pitching as well. All right, so this is a draft design on the stage we call global stage, and pitching competition to explain is stage 4. And then in this stage, around 120 startups from 22 different countries will pitch through the 2 days. So in addition to our group, but also you will see a lot of startups pitch on this stage from Colombia, Sweden, Germany, Switzerland, and Cambodia, and UAE, Saudi Arabia, Japan, and a lot of other countries. So I think it was very interesting if you guys also stay there and also see what other startups are coming up, what kind of ideas, what other startups coming up. And as I mentioned, that 5 minutes of pitches is the same rules for every startup. And the judges, we already more or less finished our arrangement of the judges, who are mostly the investors. Hello? Yes, someone. Okay, so can I continue? All right. The investors and startup accelerators based in Korea who are seriously also interested in also invested in foreign startups. So we truly tried to make you guys meet actual potential startup investors. So there are 2 types of investors in Korea. So one of VCs, they have fund only dedicated to domestic Korean startups. But there are some other VCs and accelerators who have more freedom to use their fund to invest in foreign startups. And so we basically try to arrange this group so that they have a more serious talk with you guys, I believe. Okay, this is our Africa Tech Startup Forum booth. So all these 10 groups put together in one booth. So 5 startups on this side, the other 5 booths on the other side. And on the first day and the second day, we're gonna switch them. So which means that maybe one day before, 10th December, the first group who's going to have their booth on the first day, they have to prepare their booth, like for example, attaching their posters, the showcasing, your prototype or whatever. And at the end of the first day, the next group who is going to display on the next day, they're gonna bring their thing, and then we have to switch all the displays so that the next group will have no problem of displaying on the second day. Okay, this is the layout, which is 3rd floor of the venue. So this place is the entrance. So if you go to entrance there, and then we have the global stage, and then there are several global partners. So here is the African Startup Forum booth, and there are Japan and Germany and Sweden and some other countries. So here there are also big national pavilion from UAE, Saudi Arabia, and some other corporate booths. And this red here, the startup booths, which are composed of come up stars that we come up selected, and also some other also international, also domestic startups. And this is the main stage. The first day, we're gonna have a big opening ceremony with around 1,000 people. And because this is a secret, but I'm not secret, all right? Because at the opening ceremony, the president of South Korea confirmed his presence. Actually, well, this situation is making my life much so complicated. But I mean, this is really good opportunity, because it's really the first time for any startups event in Korea to have the president. So we are the first startup event in South Korea to have the president. So it really make our event such a big visibility and also media exposure. And then so we definitely are going to invite all our participants there. So we will have a very interesting opening ceremony. So you guys can have an expectation there. Right. And then below them, there is another stage, which is stage 2, is dedicated to startup competition, our competition, the Come Up competition. So this year, we received more than 1,200 startup applications from 46 countries for Come Up Stars program. And finally, we selected 30 startups for this event, and then they're going to have their own competition program there. Right, and then this area on the top left, the stage 3 is dedicated to some our partners program and their showcase. And then on both sides, and left and right, we have the networking area, some kind of the catering, zone, and also we're gonna decorate with some kind of Christmas type, like year-end party type. So you guys can have a really serious business matchmaking, but at the same time also can enjoy the year-end atmosphere. So on the first day, in this stage, global stage, we will have the first day networking event, which is also sponsored by Africa Tech Startup Forum. So through the first day networking event is definitely inviting all the participants, of course, but not everybody was coming because, some people probably have some other commitments, whatever. But anyway, I would believe maybe 100, even maximum 200 people will be coming and enjoy all the food and drink and etc. So the networking party will be started at 6 p.m. and until 8 p.m. So you can also have networking with other like-minded people, including VCs and big corporates. Right. So some of the programs.
Josh, if I may just interrupt.
Please.
I want to introduce 2 colleagues that have joined in from the African Development Bank. So yes. Dr. Togo and Dr. Makombe. So Dr. Togo, if you can just come on camera and introduce yourself to the group, followed by Dr. Makombe.
Let me stop sharing just for a moment.
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you so much, and good day once again. Congratulations to all the participants and great work to Ndarama Works and partners. We are here to support you, and we wish you all the greatest and maximum benefit from the trip. And we hope when you come back, you will also be our agents of change and let whatever experience you gained multiply and keep on growing the communities and developing your businesses. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dr. Togo. Dr. Makombe?
Thanks, Dr. Mahoe. Good morning, colleagues. As you have heard, my name is Leonard Makombe. I'm the communications specialist under the lab. I would like to congratulate both the participants and the organizers for a job well done, and I'm wishing you every success as you go to South Korea. I think on another platform, I may be engaging some of you on some of issues I may want to raise. Thank you so much, and once again, congratulations. Over to you, Dr. Maho.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Makombe. So if we bother you in South Korea about selfies, group photos, just know that it's not us, it's Dr. Makombe. But we need to tell the story, as you can understand. That telling the story will be very important. Josh, back to you. But as you're bringing back the presentation, I just wanted to say thank you for finding us the prime spot on the floor, because where we are located is a very good spot for our 20 tech ventures.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so yeah, and then if the audience comes to the gate, and then immediately after that, we form some kind of global zone where all our global, partners can join. So yeah, I've really tried to make the good visibility. Thank you very much. Okay, so let me share my screen again. Where is it? Oh. Voila. All right. So yeah, I just highlighted some programs you guys better watch. So the first day at 10 a.m. there's an opening ceremony in stage 1. And then the stage 3 from 2 to 6, but not sure actually what time exactly they're gonna provide this information. But for now, I was informed that it should be around 2 or 3. So the ministry will have a session to introduce a startup special visa program, which was launched in November in Korea. So basically, if you wanted to get the visa for as an entrepreneur, then previous system was so complicated and that you have to have a very complicated, requirements, and that you have to meet that requirements, including including the fact that you had to complete some online courses, even offline courses, and then so you have to reach a certain score. But now this new special visa program is, as long as you have a great business ideas and business plan, and you submit this plan to the to judging committee, then if the judge committee thinks that okay, your business is great, and then they send the strong recommendation letter to the Ministry of Justice, who is actually responsible for visa issuing, then they're gonna issue the visa. So very simple. So you don't necessarily have to get through the whole complete process, as long as you have a concrete business plan, and then everything is just about your business idea, your team power, and recommendations, and that's it. So they're gonna have a more detailed presentation on some of the other programs fully dedicated to foreign entrepreneurs. So it also will be very interesting and also very useful for you guys to think about the possibility of expanding your business in the Asian region. And also for those who are interested in expanding to the European capital funds or market, the Belgium government has a very interesting, the Europe and a penetration program. So it's taking place in the 4 p.m. in, I think, in the stage. It's in another room. And then, as I said, at 6 p.m. We're gonna have a networking night, and through all the day we have a investor zone where a lot of VCs and accelerators have their own booth. This booth is just open. So you guys can go to the booth and just meet the investors directly and ask questions and etc. So this investor zone was very much welcome to the participants, because if you go to any startup event, it's really, really hard to find investors, because normally investors, they are hiding. But I mean, we have the open area where you can see a lot of investors. And the second day, also for those who are interested in any European big corporates, like a French costing company like LVMH or L'Oreal, whatever, and the HEC Paris, I mean the greatest group of business Paris, they have a very strong open innovation program, which is open to any startups in the world. Also, they have a very strong connection with the Station F, located in Paris, which is the biggest startup accelerator in the world. So there's a seminar room which can accommodate around 50 people. We call Vision Square. So around 12:30, the HEC Paris will introduce their own program to anyone who is interested in European market expansion. And then 1:45. 2025 tech trends that you can't miss, and then the very famous startup media, and they're gonna introduce what we can expect in 2025. And 4:20 there will be also humanoid robots demo. So Unit 3 is actually Chinese startup based in Shenzhen, and they are one of the leading robotics companies, and they will bring some humanoid robots, and then they're gonna present the future of humanoid robot at the same time, but they're gonna have some kind of demos as well. And the second day, of course, you can't miss networking night, and also all day long we have an investor zone. And after networking, also we will have the second round, the third round, whatever. Or if you wish, you guys can enjoy it all night, fun and excitement inside. All right. So your hotel is located very close to the venue, which is called the Glad Gangnam Co-Center. So around 15-20 minutes by walk, which is actually 800 meters. So in front of the hotel, there is the Samsung metro station exit 1. So you enter and go down, and then you follow the signage and move forward to exit 5 or 6. Then all the road is actually connected underground, so you don't necessarily have to go outside, so that you don't necessarily have to expose yourself to the coldness. So immediately after you enter in the exit 1, and from there you don't necessarily have to go outside. So go through the whole the signage, and then you enter Starfield area, which is a huge shopping area on the ground, and there is a signage, so you just follow the signage and you can go to Cohort. And then Hall D is our place, and the Hall D is located in the 3rd floor. On the ground floor, and there will be also information desk and also our welcome booth. So you will see the come up welcome booth, and then you can also buy some goods like our come up hood t-shirts, and then hood zip, and some eco bags, some other ballpoint pens, and etc. So you guys also can buy some souvenirs from outside, and then also you guys can get some information guideline and go up to the 3rd floor. And then as long as you have the pre-registration, all the batches will be ready. Okay, so there are some nearby attractions. As I mentioned, Cohort Starfield is one of the biggest shopping area in Seoul. There is everything there: dining, entertainment, the theater and library, department store and everything. And just near to this Cohort Starfield, yeah, we got the Seven Up Casino, which is open to only foreigners. So I'm not able to go, but if anyone would like to have some fun, and then there is also casino just nearby the venue. And Bongwon-sa is a very old, Buddhist temple in Seoul. It has a very unique view because the Gangnam area is really filled with skyscrapers and really modern buildings. But immediately after this area, there's a big temple that totally gives a sense of Korean tradition. So it'll be also a good opportunity for you guys to explore during the weekend or whatever. And the Cohort Aquarium is one of the biggest aquarium in Asia. And they've got 20,000 different aquatic creatures across the 14 different sim zones. So it'll be also fun. All right. And a busy matching platform. I don't know how many of you guys register our website. And then, okay, so there are 2 functions in our website. One is pre-registration, which allows you to, issue batch immediately on site. The second one, a business matching platform. So in our business matching platform, you guys actually have to sign up, and then you got to fill all your profile information. Then your information is registered in our website in this business matching platform. And currently, we've got around 2,500 startups and also 300 investors. And there are so many investors registered in this website. So perhaps probably you guys have no idea which investor do you have to approach. So these are really selected startups that I strongly recommend you guys. So OB startups are based in the San Francisco, but actually they have a very strong presence in Asia and also Middle Eastern area. And then their fund is strongly dedicated to emerging economy, including India and Africa. So I think this OB startup is a really one must meet startup investor that you have to approach, and that you can see the profiles in our matchmaking platform. And also Open Ventures, they are fully dedicated to particularly impact funding area, including agri-tech and climate tech, also fintech, financial inclusion, and also education, every places. And also, so Pung Ventures is a really good investors in terms of their incubation program, also their commitment to founders. So they're really, really good people. So Open Ventures is one of the investors you have to pay attention to. Of course, Samsung Venture Investment, sure. So Samsung Ventures, more than 60% of their portfolio is actually from outside of Korea. So Samsung, they are actually Korean-based in an international company, but they hardly invest in domestic startup, but they more invest in foreign startups. And Spark Labs is one of the accelerator, one of the oldest accelerators in South Korea. And they already set up their office, especially in the Middle East area, which also cover Africa market, right? So also we will also have some the regional office, head of MENA area will be coming as well. So you guys also can approach them. A future play, definitely number one accelerator in South Korea. They invest in a lot of deep tech, of robotics, the logistics and the fintech and the healthcare. And then so they are one of the must meet. And Bluepoint Partners are a really good one, especially here, Penn Ventures, GNT Tech, and MISC. They have actually reference of investing in the foreign startups, and also some of these foreign startups actually finally established their business in South Korea. So they have a lot of experience of dealing with the foreign startups outside of South Korea. So these 9 and VCs and accelerator is something that you really have to pay attention to. So, the team Catalyze can share these slides to all these 20 teams, and then you can actually go through their website, and then you guys can register the platform and then connect them, and then ask them for request them for meeting. And then also, if you have any problem, just let us know so we can help facilitate their meeting. And also at the same time, on site at the venue, there is a matching zone. So if you can meet those people on site, and then you can use our bid matching zone where you can have a seat and have a meeting at least in 20 minutes. All right. And then all the participants will be asked to download or use a web version, the visitor application, which is called UMO. Actually, this is a Korean word. So it means that our meeting. So UMO is a networking platform that you can download in your mobile phone. Then you can see all other attendees who are on the inside the venue, who are not yet. And also you can see the profile of all the attendees, including big corporate investors and the like-minded startup founders. And also you guys can get alarm of real-time events, so you don't miss any important events and any important schedules. And even you can actually send a ping to anyone on site in real time. If this guy accept your request, you guys can chat, you guys can meet and directly. And also there are a lot of other side events will be introduced through UMO, so you guys can have a lot of fun, meet with really important people, and then get all the information on your mobile phone. So we're gonna send all the link as well. So by the way, we are actually making a full guideline in the Notion page. So all this information will be more detailed, explained in the Notion site, and as a guideline in a format. And so you guys can download the necessary apps and everything. All right. So vision trip schedule. I heard that most of you guys will arrive in 3rd December. So, okay, just you guys can cheer out there. And the next day, 4th December, we're going to start at the visit with the Startup Alliance, which is a very representative organization in Korea who can introduce overall, a startup ecosystem in Korea. Then we're gonna move to 01 place, which is actually Hyundai Motor Company's acceleration program or NAVER's Open Innovation Programs, D2 Startup Factory. So NAVER is kind of Korea's Google. I mean, they are one of the biggest, the big tech in Korea. So I mean, we are still discussing with those two companies. We can visit both or one of them. And then Global Startup Center, which is recently launched in South Korea, which is fully dedicated to foreign entrepreneurs. So they're gonna also introduce some foreign their startup policy for foreigners and their facilities. And we are planning to arrange a meeting with you guys with some African entrepreneurs who already set up their business in Korea. So there are one Moroccan entrepreneur, there is one Uganda, I think, entrepreneur. There is one more, I forgot the country. As far as I know, they said they have already 3 or 4 African startup founders who are actually working in this area. So I think it will be very useful for you guys to meet with them to explore, any possibility of doing your business or raising fund in the South Korean market. And then we're gonna visit Samsung on the 5th in their headquarters in Suwon. And so they have the Innovation Museum, which actually introduced all kind of their the innovative products and their latest, research results at the same time. And also they're gonna introduce a Samsung C-Lab program, which is basically startup incubation program driven by Samsung. And as the Gachon University is very well known as a startup incubator, especially in the AI area, which is so close to Seoul. And then so you guys also have a meeting with some young entrepreneurs and professors, some of the latest AI research things in Korea. And then the third day, DCamp, which is the one of the biggest accelerator, which is funded by the major retail banks in Korea. But they invest not only in but financial area, but also in many other regions, and then they have a really good startup facilities. And Seoul Startup Hub is operated by Seoul Metropolitan Government. So we're gonna visit also this hub to explore some other business opportunities. And then during the weekend, you guys have a free time to go explore any, any tourist attraction in Seoul. And then the week after, December 9th, and then we are organizing all-day mentoring and one-on-one meetup so that you guys can actually polish your pitch deck and then improve your pitches. And the last day, this is actually a typo. It's not the Kakao group, and also plus Kakao Ventures. And in the afternoon, we're gonna move to the venue, and then we will help you prepare your booth and pitching everything at Kama. But this schedule still there's possibility to be a little bit of a change it in terms of date and etc. All right, so I think I'm finished it. If you guys have any questions, then yeah, and I'll open the floor to everyone here. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Josh, for giving us the layout of the exhibition space and what else is happening at Come Up, but also the layout of the program and how we should be preparing for it. So before opening it up, let me start with my question. What sort of dress code should we be thinking about? Should we be wearing formal going to these tech venture partners, or should we be relaxed and as long as we are home? What's your recommendation?
No, I mean, basically, most of the all the startup ecosystem players are really geek people, like they're really startup people. So, I mean, you don't necessarily have to wear the formal. So basically, very informal and smart casual would be fine. Yeah.
And on the day the president is coming.
Oh, no problem. Even the
Okay.
president, even the president of the day, whenever he goes to any startup meeting or something, he doesn't, well, this time I'm not sure, but I mean, we're gonna actually make him wear our, t-shirts and everything. So, I mean, no problem.
Okay. Awesome. We open it up now to colleagues to ask the questions. I don't know, between Rex and Precious who wants to take over the facilitation of that session.
Hongera sasa.
Douglas, are you opening your mic for asking a question? If so, please go ahead. Okay, doesn't look like you wanted to ask a question. I don't see any hand. Is there any question in the chat box?
Hello. Yes. Actually, I want to ask about the weather. How is it nowadays? And so we can get a glimpse of our expectation. How will it be when we arrive?
Sorry, could you repeat your question because there was some kind of
Okay. I was asking about the weather. How is it now? And so we can get a glimpse of how it will be when we arrive.
I see the climate change is real this time because
Yes, no
because
doubt.
normally, in November it's super cold, but this afternoon it's kind of warm around like the 12 or 13 Celsius. So 2 weeks after 2 weeks time, I'm not sure, but average temperature like sometimes minus like minus, not minus 10 type, but I mean 0 or -5 Celsius or something. But I believe, but there is a big gap on the days. So the lowest temperature is like sometimes -5, but the highest temperature is like 8 or 7. So it varies. But anyway, would it be good for you guys to have a really warm cold, just in case, because Korean weather is really fluctuating.
Okay, thank you.
So I think, yeah, that advice is rubber boots that you can hold so that you don't get cold on the feet. Don't just be warm in terms of the pants and the jacket. Think also in terms of shoes that are rubber. If it gets to -5 like that, you don't want to be to a frozen feet.
Right. So, but good thing is that your hotel is very close to the gate to metro station, so you guys can quickly go underground and go follow the route, and then it would be much better because mostly you should be inside, right?
Just another question, Josh, on the bus or the shuttle. Is it air conditioned? Will it be warm?
Oh, you mean the inside or?
Yes, because we're going to be spending a lot of time traveling on the bus as well.
Yeah. Right. I mean, South Korea is a very cold country in the winter and a very hot country in the summer, even the hotter than South Africa, to be honest. So, so we have the old air conditioner, also heating system, both in the bus. So in a bus, I mean, probably even you will be okay with wearing some kind of short, t-shirt, whatever. So there's no that kind of issues in a bus. Yeah. And also inside the venue, I think would it be enough to wear, this type of, just man-to-man, like, sweater, that'll be fine. You don't necessarily have to wear the whole coat inside the venue.
Noted. There was also a question from the guys. I don't know if they want to ask for themselves regarding facial hair. So when we had Rizzo on one of the webinars, he was talking about how facial hair for the guys is shunned upon. And so the guys were a bit concerned that should they shave off their beards for the event?
Not really. I mean, you don't really necessarily have to take care of that issue. I mean, basically, we respect all the differences and everything. So, I mean, there might be some kind of etiquette into some cases, but I mean, overall, in a come up, I mean, you don't necessarily have to worry about that.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions, guys? You can put it on the chat or please switch on your microphone. This is your
Yes.
opportunity. You had a lot of questions last week, so this is your chance.
Yeah, regarding the visa, actually, the Cal from Ghana asked me drop some kind of message to the embassy and also give a call then. So basically, if your visa application is still in the stock, and then you guys can tell us their telephone number of a consulate, and then their telephone number and then the email. And then we're gonna send a very strong recommendation letter from our part, and the ministry also give a call so that we can quickly facilitate your process. So just let us know their contact point, and then we can take care of it.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you so
Josh.
much, Josh. I've seen your email on that. I appreciate it. I wanted to find out about the data internet situation. What should we be planning for? Is there going to be free Wi-Fi, or we have to take care of that from our side? And also, in terms of local SIM cards that can allow us to get that on the move, what is the plan on that?
Right. So if you so immediately after you arrive in the airport, there is a local SIM card, the shop, so you can buy it. But inside the venue, I mean, everybody can use this free Wi-Fi. So South Korea is very generous in providing free Wi-Fi everywhere. Even in the subway station, even in a bus. I think, sometimes in the bus also provide the free Wi-Fi. So basically, in terms of connection, everywhere you can get a Wi-Fi. But if you got some kind of SIM card, that'll be also helpful for you to have any urgent or emergent connectivity. But inside the venue, you will provide all the Wi-Fi. No worries.
Awesome. Thank you.
Just on that as well, we are gathering some info regarding an eSIM card. I think we'll be sharing with you guys as well, just as another option. I see Arthur has a question. Arthur, do you want to ask? Do you want to switch on your microphone and ask your question?
Yes, hello. Yes, I
Please go
dropped
ahead.
the question in my in the chat room. However, nevertheless, my question is in respect of the displays at the booth, because earlier Josh was explaining that per day there will be 10 startups that will be at the booth, and then the next day the other 10 will be at the booth. So does that mean that on the day that we are not at the booth and we are pitching at the stage, because at the stage you pitch for about it's 5 minutes. So even if I spent there an hour, does it mean that on the day I'm not at the booth, I'm free to go and explore the other programs in the hall?
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah. The reason why we make this arrangement is that if you keep your booth, you have to stay in the booth to welcome a lot of people, and then it really makes you just stop there, right? So basically, we wanted to give the full 1-day freedom. So only except for your pitching time, networking, and then all other parts, we would like to give the freedom for you to explore, networking with the other, startups, and also go to business matching platform, and also go to the investor booth. And then the other day and the next day or 1 day, and then you guys keep the booth and then welcome the audience, etc. So that's the idea.
And perhaps, Arthur, you could also bring business cards or any flyers or anything. So if you are not on your booth, because we're encouraging the buddy system, that whoever is there, if somebody comes and asks about your business, they could hand out your business card or flyers or anything. So that would be also something to consider.
Thank you. That makes sense.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Hi,
So
everyone.
maybe
Quick
not a-
question.
Yes, please go ahead, Hannah.
Yeah, so thank you, Precious. I think it was mentioned earlier that if we have additional team members, or I think some people said that they might be bringing their partners who happen to be in Seoul during the Come Up event, can they tag along to any of the scheduled programming?
Please let us know in advance because of the logistics that goes into planning with the trips. So if something like that is a possibility, just let us know so we can also advise the people who are helping us with the logistics. But it's definitely possible. We'll just need to
Okay,
make
great to know.
arrangements. Yeah.
Thank you, Precious.
If I may add there, that would also need to come with an additional cost because at the moment, everything has been budgeted in line with the numbers of the group that's on the call. So those additional participants would need to know in advance so that we can also indicate to you how much more money needs to be paid in for us to accommodate those extra people, if it is possible. For example, if a bus has been hired that only takes so many people, it means that you would have to make your own arrangements for your additional delegates. If a lunch venue has been booked for so many people, all those aspects would need to be worked out. So the sooner we know, the better we can answer more conclusively.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Golden. Over to you, Sandra.
I'm mostly curious about what the per diem arrangement looks like, how much is involved, because I would want to plan for my spend and know if I have to carry any extra money. Secondly, also knowing this, whether it would be sent via our bank would give me enough time to go to my bank early on in the week to have my Visa card activated for overseas travel. So it would be nice to have that information in.
Thank you, Sandra, for your question. We were actually still waiting for some guidance from the bank or the client. So we will be sending some communication later today or latest tomorrow regarding the per diem. But just to give you an idea, you are looking at about $100 to $110 per day. And there will be, some will be transferred into your bank accounts, and some will have to be cash because of the logistics that goes to international payments and everything. So we're busy just trying to align everything, but communication will be sent through today. Golden, I don't know if you want to add anything.
Yes, I would like to add that. So here we know that we are dealing with business people. So we are not expecting that you are holding your breath on the per diem, being your main source of income while you are in South Korea. Yes, it will help in terms of covering some aspects. So please start planning with your resources. We don't think it's a big ask that we are making of you. Once we finalize the guidance from our side on the per diem, we will inform you how you will be receiving it and what amount it will be. The central aspect here is that for us to make any transfers to any country from South Africa, we need to get Reserve Bank clearance, and that may take much longer than the time remaining. Suffice to say, we will have an arrangement that accommodates everyone. But at the very least, you will know how much you will be getting before the end of day, as Precious indicated.
Thank you, Golden. Thank you for the great answer. Any other questions for Josh? Any questions for South Korea? Paul, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi everyone. I just want to find out about the weather and the clothing. I tried to get some jackets, but I can't really find. I'm not really sure like what sort of top coat. So I need to know like the weather and if you could possibly like shop for coats there, that'd be much better because I can't like find stuff like that where I am because I live in like a very hot country.
Thank you, Paul. Some of the aspects of your question was already addressed by Josh. I don't know, Josh, if you want to take the specific about the buying.
I was thinking that probably I can find some kind of image of the normal, coat or padding that we wear in the winter so that you guys can get a sense on what kind
that
of
would be useful.
right? So just give me a little bit of time. Yeah.
Or okay, and shoes as well.
All right. So
while you are looking at the question, for the night where we are having the Africa reception, is it advisable for us to be in our African attires to profile our cultural diversity?
that's a good question. So I'm actually asking, I actually asked my agency to prepare at least some 1 or 2 really representative African, taste. Of course, I mean, an African cuisine is not very popular in South Korea. Even if there are some African restaurants. So we're gonna see the possibility. By the way, in the first night, the La French Tech, French Embassy also would like to co-host the networking event. So what I was planning is to one part of the area that the La French Tech prepare some French wine like French finger food. The other part we have some kind of more African type, but I'm not sure how much actually how close actually we can prepare. But anyway, as you mentioned, like more like an African sense. At least some kind of decoration. Maybe if we can find some South African wines or something, and then we do our best to find some kind of African cuisine. So we will have a very interesting international networking event which we can highlight an African startup, including some other sponsors.
Sorry, Josh.
Hello.
I think the question is regarding the clothing.
So regarding clothing. Okay, so okay, can you guys see my screen? Right. So let me see, like this type of kind of yeah, this is kind of normally where we wear in the winter to protect your body. Right? Something like this, and it's sort of. If you look at if you guys are like in a Premier League, big fans, and then especially in the winter season, a lot of coaches wear this type of Puma, kind of long padding or something. So kind of similar, yeah. Yeah, something like that. See.
Thank you. Are you
Okay.
answered, Paul?
All right. Yeah. So that would be the safest way, just in case that we got a really extraordinarily cold weather.
Thank you,
All right.
Josh. Paul, does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you. So I'll just expect photos.
Perfect. So Josh, I just want to go back to Golden's question. For the gala event, thank you so much for going an extra mile to try and prepare the African cuisine. But also what he was trying to ask, or what he was asking is regarding the African attires, can we dress in our African attires?
Awesome. Yeah, why not? Sure.
Because usually in a gala event, people will be wearing the evening wear, the formal dresses. But for us as Africans, can we showcase
Sure.
our African?
That'd be great. That'd be great. And also, I'm giving you like, at least a 10 or 15, 10 minutes, stage for you guys. So Golden or Rex on the presentation, one of you guys can be on the stage and then explain, our project, what our project is about, some kind of introduction to some African ecosystem or something. So you guys also request to prepare short presentation on the your journey and program.
Cool. Thank you, Josh. I hope everyone is taking notes. Delane, Ingrid, over to you, Saladi.
Okay, one more question about the daily dealing or transaction. Will it be in terms of US dollars, or it has to be Korean ones, or what will it be?
In terms of the currency for the per
Yes.
diem.
And the type of the transaction or the deal itself will be just through a credit card, or it can be just cash.
Yeah, so that's basically what we are trying to figure out now, because it could most likely it's going to be cash for most of you.
Mm-hmm.
And if it is, it will be in USD, US dollars. Does that answer your question?
Yes, to some extent, yes.
No, you can go ahead. You can have a follow-up.
Yes, I'll do this.
Okay. So we'll send an email with all the details. As we said, we were still waiting for guidance from the client. So hopefully we'll have something put together today or the latest tomorrow.
Okay.
Because we bank with a South African bank. So for us to pay to an account that is not in South Africa, we need the South African Reserve Bank to clear the transaction. So because of the time now, with us having to wait for so long from the bank, from the client, some of the transactions will not be possible to pay the money into your account.
Yes,
So what
I
will
guess
happen is if we can't pay it into your account, we'll bring the cash. So when we see you, then we give you the cash and then you sign that you've received the cash, but it will be in US dollars.
Okay.
Hello, Precious.
Hi, Aka. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I had another question. Especially it's in respect of the dinner, the dinner being organized by Josh and company. Could they share the profiles of the attendees, especially the investors who will be in attendance, so that it really helps with our networking? I mean, you can be able to have some of us could be able to have a guided networking rather than being all over the place. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Over to you, Josh.
Yeah, basically the networking is open to just everybody, and everybody is participating in this event. But of course, we send the invitation separately to major investors and strongly, ask them to join, so that you guys can have a really raise the possibility of meeting with the really important people rather than just other people, just like cherry pickers, whatever. So again, it's kind of open event, but I mean, obviously, we also strongly try to make this networking event with gathering really like-minded people who are serious in their business. Did I answer to your question, or you wanna?
Partly, but it's okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I mean, as I mentioned, the networking is one part of the your opportunity. As I mentioned, business matchmaking platform. You guys can send a request to anyone, So there are a lot of other opportunity to meet with the really people, and then you can maximize the other opportunities as a business platform, investor zone, everywhere. Yeah.
And also the UMO app, Josh, that you mentioned.
Yeah, you guys can go through the screen or the profile of the other participants, and also if you go to the business matching platform, also you can see the profile of the investors as well. So you can just choose them and then send the request, and if they accept, and then you guys can arrange the time and place everything. So our matchmaking platform actually help you arrange the meeting and the time and everything.
Are you answered, Arthur?
Yes, Precious. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, guys? So Josh, when we arrive on the 3rd, we're obviously not going to see you. When are we going to see you? Are we going to see you before the come up event? You're on mute.
Yeah, obviously, I would like to see you guys as soon as possible. That means that on the first day of a visit, the vision trip on 4th December, I'd like to join, but for the moment, I'm not sure, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm asked to meet with, present office every day, going for another meeting. So, but I will, try to meet you perhaps after you guys come back to hotel, maybe. Yeah, and 4th evening or something. Yeah, I will do my best.
So is Seth going to be with us in your absence?
Sorry?
Seth, is he going to be with us in your absence?
You mean during the trip?
Yes.
Trip, I am going to assign some my colleagues who will, arrange the bus and everything. But I will not be able to join every day because, I have to take a lot of preparation for the come up. So maybe one days, especially in any event. So yeah, I will do my best, to adjust my schedule to yours.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Josh. If there are no other questions, colleagues, I guess we can close the session now. You are more than welcome to email or WhatsApp if there's anything else on your side. And can you please ask the guys that are still waiting for their visas to keep us updated? I know some of you will be going to the embassies today, so please do keep us updated as Josh and his team are also trying on their side. So let's please communicate. Yes,
Josh? I've called with some embassies in Ghana and some other countries, and then I strongly recommend all you guys. And then they said, although they understand my point, and some applications actually doesn't have a minimum required documentation, any proof, but they cannot tell me what document, what proof they are not well prepared because of all these things of personal information, so they don't want to reveal it. So those who actually haven't got their approval of the visa, you call the embassy, and then what exactly, what proof or document exactly you lack of, and let us know. Then I can actually argue with them. Of course, you guys have to prepare, but of course, some cases probably we have to give more strong proof, in to recommendation letter, probably some other things, right? So please identify, clarify exactly what documentations you are lack of, and then we will help you, because most of them, they said that this personal information they cannot tell me.
Sure. Thanks, Josh. So yeah, please, colleagues, keep us updated. You've got Delaine's number, Penny, myself, Courage. Please let us know as soon as possible, because we've got about 4 days to go now. On that note, thank you so much for joining. Our last webinar, we'll see you or speak again next week. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just one question.
Thank you.
I should send the contact details of the embassy to you.
Yes, please, as soon as possible. Send it to Delane as soon as possible.
Okay.
Especially if there's an issue or something is still outstanding, please let us know as soon as possible.
So for me, there's no issue. It's just
Mhm.
the time I submitted it. So they actually told me that it should be ready on the 28th.
28th. Okay, so everything is in, just send it anyway, so Josh and his team can just confirm.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Paul. Ingrid, we didn't hear your voice. We didn't hear you speak today.
Pardon me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I was just listening in today, absorbing everything. But thank you so much for the beautiful session and for walking us through, hand-holding us throughout the journey. We really appreciate it. Looking forward to next week.
Yes, thank you. Don't forget your South African attire.
Without a doubt, I'm bringing it. Thank you
Thanks,
so
Ingrid.
much. Bye, colleagues.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Bye,
everyone. Bye.
Josh. Bye, Anand. And don't forget your gym clothes
Of course.
and your running shoes.
Absolutely. All right. Bye.
Cheers, everyone. Bye.
Bye.